not what I was hoping for. I left home about 45 minutes plus ago in sun. And not only has the temperature dropped to 3 degrees Celsius, there is rain mixed with wet snow. This is my first tent camping trip with Milo. We'll see what happens in the next little bit. Well, we're at the campsite. And I want to get right at getting the tent up so that if it starts showering and potentially snowing again, Milo and I have a nice dry place with the fire, the wood stove. I'm going to get busy. So I'm just going to finish putting the clips on and the remaining 2 spreader bars, and then we'll be able to get settled in case it starts raining. But right now, look at this, the sun is out. Anyway, I'm not complaining, I'm very happy. So this is my 3rd time setting up this tent. The tent was gifted to me a while ago by a small company out of Hood River in Oregon in the United States. And it's called a Zeta 1 is the name of the tent, and the company is NKL Outdoors. They just sent me this tent and asked if I would like to use it with no obligation. So I said yes, I would. And yes, one of the hopes that I have is that this tent will be able to contain my little dog at night. He's not used to camping, and he's been a city dog. He's a rescue dog, for those of you who don't know Milo. We adopted Milo about 6 months ago when he was approximately 4.5. He has had a history of being moved around, partway around the world, and he was born a street dog in Korea in a city. He's had a very urban life as far as we know. And some of it being captured by pounds, etc., and then rescued through an association in Korea. So he is definitely not a dog that's accustomed to more wild areas, and certainly I don't know if he's actually ever been in a tent. He might have, but I'm not aware of it. We're just going to play it by ear, and we're going to make the best of it and see what Milo thinks. See what I think about having Milo with me. So I'm just going to set up the bedding and put in the stove. And then we can go for a walk around this little lovely park, and hopefully the rain will hold off. Well, you know, it remains to be seen. Anyway, Milo's lying down on his bed. I put a bed out for him, and I think he's wondering why he's here. But right now, seems quite relaxed, so that's a good start. Well, here's the inner. This is the bedroom. So I'm going to have my bed here. And I've got Milo's bed over in that corner. I think it should work out quite well. And I say, like, I can shut everything in here and zip this front door so that he can't get out in the night. Not that he's going to want to. So for his first tent experience, I know that I'm going to feel better if I feel he's secure. Milo's been sitting very patiently while I've been fussing around, putting everything together. And I think it's time for me to take him for a little bit of a walk. And so let's go do that and do a little bit of exploring along the shore here. And it's a great little park. I'm going to be the only one, I think, overnighting here. Wow, there's a little bit of a rainbow. And of course it's starting to rain as soon as I said the word walk. Oh well, that's okay. Sun's making making some pretty colors in the sky for us. I know Milo's more than eager to go. Well, we just had another rain shower. I went in the tent with my chair and I brought Milo's bed in. I had to coerce him in. And he was just ever so anxious to get out again. So I guess we'll have some interesting experiences here. He is not keen on entering the tent. But anyway, and he wouldn't settle down. But you know, all in good time. We can't do it all in one go, can we? So he's a very interesting little fellow. I'm going to get my little alcohol stove going, and I'm going to make myself a hot drink. And then I'm going to start up some barbecue briquettes, because it's going to be time to try baking something once more in my Billy Can oven. Today, it's going to be dinner rolls from some frozen bread dough. Nothing too elaborate. But I started to thaw it out this morning when I decided that I was going to come. And it looks like it's going to be ready in a little while, and we'll be able to pop them in the oven and have that as part of dinner. Well, as I said earlier, I wasn't expecting this. Now I have Milo. I can see his little dark face in the inner of the tent. He's absolutely scared out of his mind. And I think he has a strong question for me, and I think it is, why are we here? Anyway, I'm not going to change my mind at this point, I don't think. So he's doing a little whining in the tent, but it's nice and warm in here. I've actually got the little stove going in here, and I've brought in my hot water from on the alcohol stove, and the lovely campfire is just sitting out there by itself. One of the things I like about this tent is it has this plastic door, so you can actually see out and enjoy the fire, even if it's on the other side of the plastic. But I'm fine in here, and I'm just not sure what I'm going to do with this little dog. The last thing we need is a hailstorm. And cross your fingers we don't get some thunder and lightning, because that will just top it off. He's trying to plot an escape as we speak here. So I better tend to this little animal. Hey Milo, want to say hi to everybody? No? Well, I've just lit the briquettes, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to try and bake in my little Billy can oven. I see that the the hail showers have let up. This is the most disjointed video I think I've ever done. It's further complicated by the fact that I have an anxious dog with me, which he diverts my attention constantly as he's sitting right at behind my shoulder here, looking to see if he can actually escape outside of the tent. We're persevering for better or for worse. And I want to cook these buns now, and I've got some steak to cook after the buns are done on the briquettes. Well, just another little bit of hail and mixed with rain. So I've got the buns in the oven, and we'll see how they do sitting out here in this rather mixed up weather. I think probably I'm going to give them about 15 minutes, and then I'll have a check and see. I don't think they'll take too long. It's a little hard to tell though. I forgot my windscreen. So, and on a day like today, we could really do with some concentrated heat there. But the briquettes are good and hot, so I think we'll do just fine. Well, that's starting to look pretty darn good. Let's just have a peek here. Whoa. I think those are done. Pretty nice. Well, the second part of dinner is to continue to use this little stove and put the grill on and do some steak. Is that ever good? I'm going to try a bite of this. It's delicious. It was a bit of work to get it done between the weather and Milo. And I'm actually pretty impressed that it actually came out this well. There's been a number of distractions in the process. But I'm going to enjoy it because it's really good and it's warm and hot right now. So I'll get back to you after dinner. Well, I've had dinner and it was delicious. I've just made a decaf coffee and just have something warm, and then it'll be time to take the dog for another little walk down around to have an empty dog before going in. So yes, overall it's been an interesting day. Since leaving home in the sunshine and experiencing such a variety of weather, no major winds, touch wood, okay? We haven't had that, but it seems pretty calm now, and the lake's calm and there's a bit of color in the sky. So I'm going to just sit and enjoy this and sit out this sort of in the doorway. I've let the fire outside go down, and I've got the little wood stove at my back, which is rather nice. And I'll just enjoy this little bit of evening before the dark. Good morning, everybody. Well, it was a very quiet night in some respects. There was not a sound outside except for one little barred owl near the beginning of night. And but Milo definitely was not happy in the tent. He is very afraid of closed small spaces, and he was not happy about being cooped up in the inner tent. However, after about an hour and a half, he did settle down. Had to do a lot of patting, a lot of loving, a lot of talking. He definitely has a lot of anxiety under those conditions. And I had somewhat thought that we might have a problem. I was just hoping, because I was there with him, that would be enough. Well, ultimately, I guess it was enough, but it took quite a while before he could feel confident that he would be okay and he could actually lie down and go to sleep. We don't know a lot about his past, and he's always had an issue with small spaces. I probably got about maybe 5 hours sleep, maybe, but I've gone without sleep before, and by this morning he seemed pretty happy. So I think what I need to do is take him out again, and maybe for 2 nights, but I won't be able to do that for the next little while. But yeah, overall, we got through it, and he didn't escape. I'm making some hot water to make my hot drink, and I've got some sausages on the wood stove. I'm going to pack up right away after breakfast because I have an appointment in town. So, but overall, it's been a good trip. It's been very interesting. It's not been one of my relaxing trips. I'm still glad I came. And the moon was so beautiful last night on the lake before I went to bed. Big full moon. It was just lovely. So lots of pluses, plus the rainbows, and and Milo was pretty happy today. So I think we're getting there. So it looks like scrambled eggs this morning. Well, this looks pretty good. So I'm just going to get to work on this. It is forecast to have showers this morning. So I'm going to hop to it and get to this. I'm just about to roll the tent up. It's quite cool out, but the rain held off. But the tent is wet, so I've got a lot of muck to clean up when I get home. But that's a part of the joy of going camping in the winter, and or any time for that matter. It seems there's always a mess at the end. But for me, it's worth it, and even if it's just for one night. It was a bit trying with Milo this time, but I feel like we've made the first step, and I think we can go forward from here. I'm hoping that next time he might be a little bit more settled, and like I said, I'd maybe like to take him for a couple of days and see if I can get him to really adjust. So thanks a lot for coming. I'm really glad you could come. I know this is a bit of a strange video, but that's how life rolls, isn't it? Things don't always go the way you hope or you plan. And you just have to kind of roll with the punches and roll with Milo in this case and the weather. And I hope you're glad you came along too. And so until next time, continue to live your life fully and enjoy the moment. So I'll see you then.